My dad, I have to thank a lot because he asked me when I was 13, I think, if I want to play the piano or the organ, and I choose the organ because there was more knobs, as a boy you always want to twiddle around. So I played the organ and I started playing in bands, in rock and roll bands, funny enough, like as a keyboarder. And I developed kind of like a style, and at one point, like after I finished school when I was 18, I needed money, as simple as that. And I was a big music fan and a vinyl collector, and then I had the opportunity to start as a DJ to earn a little bit of money. I started DJing around like end 80s, beginning 90s, like 89 or something. And the good thing is, obviously there was still there was Chicago house and all this stuff, but having said that, there was, when I DJ'd, I played like Chicago house, I played funk, soul, blues, whatever, it was basically like a whole variety of music, which was really cool. People just went for it. And it wasn't like when you went to a party, it wasn't like it's a house party tonight or a funk party or this or hip hop, it was just like, come, blah, 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 is playing, so, just come and check it out. And that was really nice. And to be very honest, I find that more and more in parties now that the people just play just good music and not like tonight is a house party or a hip hop party or this. I was a big lover of music, and since I was like playing the keyboards and like starting to compose stuff when I was really young, like 18 or something, I slowly got into producing without knowing it, or songwriting without even knowing it. I was doing stuff, and I just developed music. And at one point I got the opportunity to kind of like do my first remix, and there was it was actually like quite a big artist. It was Shabba Ranks back then, like a big reggae artist. So I started like producing remixes in the reggae scene, which was really cool for Matt Professor, for Shabba Ranks. Inner Circle, it was like a big hit back then. And and that's how I slowly started to develop my production skills, with remixing basically. So I had the opportunity to use great vocals from like great tracks, but do my the entire music I had to do new basically. And that's how you learn really fast and learn to be a good producer.
A hard time if your motion is still. Let me move some things around because the lyrics is ill. Abstract, my sticky D in here. Yeah. Niggas get on and swear cause they fucking yeah. But your girl just moved to the joint in the club in the car for grooves. Bruh, look.
I did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of remixes and got into producing people. And the more you do, and if you're good at it, the more people take notice of you. And that was my case. There's a lot of the stuff I did, and something that back then we didn't have the internet. Beginning of the 90s or something, or it just started. So we did the vinyl, and half a year later I got a fax or a call that something that I did blew up in America, which obviously you don't know. Today it's 24 hours and it's big somewhere. A guy from Sony America, he watched me and said okay, 2 years he will keep watching me, and then said at one point he called me, hey, you want to do a Michael Jackson remix? So the other guy from Warner said, do you want to do some work with Quincy Jones? So that's how you get bigger and bigger. And obviously the very big level, that starts when you have our own hit. So that was basically when in 98 I did Horny, and then 2 years later I did Sex Bomb. And that's basically the time when other artists recognize you and they kind of treat you as a colleague. They go oh, I'm Tom Jones, and he's in the same league as I am. So, and that really helps because obviously those people talk as well and they recommend you and whatever. So that's the stories.
Very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass.
When I started, I was a rock fan always, because it's a very honest music. I like it. You know, it's very simple. You know, you have 4 guys on stage. But then I found my love for black music. You know, obviously disco, black music, everything. And it was about 92, 93 or something that I was really into house music. I was into vocal house, like New York Garage and everything. And in Germany, it was hard to do because obviously, you know, Germany was very big in techno, you know, which is good as well. But obviously, for vocal house music, there wasn't any label. So at that point, you know, me and my partner, we just thought, look, we need to do our own label. And yeah, we just did it, Peppermint Jam, and you know, we licensed the cool like Kerri Chandler records and all that stuff from America at the first releases, and we did more and more, got bigger and bigger, which was really nice. Peppermint Jam is, I think, is 20 or 21 years old now. You know, we have a huge catalog of like fantastic stuff. I'm very proud of it. I have a great discography of like people I work with, and I'm actually working on my 3rd artist album right now. You know, which I'm feeling really good about, you know, because obviously the time right now is like the middle of 2014. For music, for me, it's getting good again because like the people, obviously, although you have the electronic possibilities, I think now the people start feeling the funk again, it's the soul again. You know, they want great vocalists, they want great songs, they want to feel something and not only like the big effects and the big breaks and the big breakdowns. So for me, I'm happy to do an album right now with fantastic singers like I actually did a Tom Jones track again, which is very funky. Leela James, I don't know, like very great soul singers. Well, my groove is anything with a great beat and a great vocal. I always love a great vocal, and to be honest, my groove works when I see somebody's butt going like this, and then I'm happy because I know my groove just worked.